I'm live. All right, let's let everybody else know because I am so excited to share today's activities. Dun, dun, dun. Bach. Control view. Link. Enter. Edit. System. Open a new window. Update. Update. Come on in, everybody. Sit down. Get tuned up. Let me know if you are hearing me fine. It's always the big question every single week, every single day. Can they hear me or not? All right, let's double check the link. Link is really nice. All right. So, Jolly Roger's up and running. Guys, let me know if you're hearing me. Can you hear me? A little pink there. I think I'll flat slip back here just a little bit. I'm gonna lower this down just a little bit, and I'm gonna get rid of that dude. As you guys are logging in, let me know what you think. Let me know if you can hear me. Still way too bright. Maybe a little better. I don't know if that's better or worse. Loud and clear. Yay, hi Red. Hey Vicky, sounding good all the way up in Bozeman. That's exciting. Let's see. Lynn, you can hear me? Yay. Hi Jerry. Better without that light. Yeah, it's the I don't know. I found a way to broadcast in black and white. I may do that starting Sunday because Linda, you can hear it good. Yeah, the lighting, it turns out, is really, really much more complicated than I want it to be. I thought you just flipped the switch and on came the light, but getting the white balance correct and all this stuff is a very, very frustratingly challenging. So it's, I don't know why I got a big old light sitting over there. What if I do? Yeah, well, whatever. I guess I am what I am today. I am what I am. Hi, everybody. Come on in, get set up. Get your ukulele ready. I got to get out the Bach piece. We're going to start right off the bat with Minuet Suite. See if we can't play the whole thing through. Yeah, thank you, Ben. I think it's a mixed blessing that I'm teaching, so I'm glad that I'm glad you're being very positive about it. Let's see who else logging in here. Minette, welcome. Glad you're here. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Melody. Come on in. Let's see. We'll start in about 4 minutes. We got a ton of stuff to cover today, and so we're going to play through Bach, Pete, the Bach Minuet Suite. Bach. I say Bach because it sounds fancy. And come get yourself set up for that. Better check and see if I'm in tune. Jerry, I'm going to use this ukulele today, so we'll see how it sounds, see if it cooperates with me. If I sound funny at all today, it will be the ukulele's fault. Light source is better behind the camera. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it turns out there's white balance, and of course I have a $50 camera on this thing and the whole deal. So the imaging is what it is. I'm not going to spend any more time chasing down technology. Good morning, Mike. Afternoon, Mike. I guess you should say. Hi, Carol. Glad you're here. Joyce, back to Bach, or Bach, right? Bach. That was my solution because it's not by Bach. So we just put it in quotes, and then we're good. Hey, Renee, welcome back. Glad you're here today. Hi, Jerry. Yep, you already told you that. Bach rocks. Hilarious. Hey, Danny. Good to see you again. I'm going to start here in, what is it, 4:29. We'll start in 2 minutes. And yeah, get that Bach in front of you so that we can just play it right off the bat, see how we're doing. This will be probably our last time I'm going through it. And we'll go through it page by page, make sure everybody's got the big idea. And then next week, I'm not 100% positive where we're going to go. I mean, I'm thinking cowboy, thinking jazz, thinking what's his name? Yeah, famous guy. Mozart. I'm thinking about doing some of that stuff. Not sure what's going to happen when, but I'm going to get into my computer and see what is close to being done. I really need natural grocers to get back to the normal amount of kombucha. What we've got right now is unacceptable. Hi, Christine. You're looking forward to today's lesson. Well, lower your expectations. I'm the bar, and I'm down here, right? So don't have high expectations. Have low expectations, and then maybe we can exceed them. Get yourself tuned up. G string. C string, B string, and A string. Hopefully that's sounding pretty good to you. I'm going to crunch in your ears for a second while I make a minor adjustment to the microphone. And I'm going to try to speak as loudly as I can. I noticed yesterday that the volume of the ukulele and the volume of my voice were a little different, and so I'm also speaking into a cave right here, so there's a weird kind of echoey thing. You can tell that I'm sitting in the corner of a bedroom in the recordings and in the audio. So again, it is what it is. Let's see. Who else is Jacqueline? Welcome. Jackie is here. All right, Jackie has cleared it up for me. She's made me suffer for 2 weeks trying to figure out if it's Jacqueline or Jackie. So Jackie, glad you're here. Let's see. Who else? Minette? You can hear me just fine. Good. Okay. Beautiful. Well, it's 4:31. Let's go ahead and get started. I was telling Joyce earlier that I have not been printing out my lesson plans each day. And so I talk too much about beginner stuff, and then I'm feeling rushed to get to the more advanced stuff. So I made myself a list of everything I want to talk today. It's rather extensive. And so we're going to start today by just playing through the Bach piece from top to bottom. We'll do one page at a time just to double check that that things are making sense for you from an instrumental standpoint. We'll play through the whole piece. Then we will switch to the key of C Arpeggio because it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is the idea that we are, trying to grade our experience here during this hour from a little bit harder to a little bit easier. The opposite of that, and then give everybody something to walk away with for each day, with something either that they felt like, hey, I worked on it during that hour and it was meaningful to me. I found something I could do. I found something that I want to do, and gave me some sense of direction as to how to spend my time locked up in my house with my ukulele. So I'm going to try to get through a whole bunch of stuff today, to a little bit of future planning, and then we'll be moving forward. Let's see, very quickly, let's see. Lindy, welcome. Glad you're here. Gary, welcome. All of us Garys have to stick together. Julianne, welcome. Delighted you're here. There's lots of Lindas and and lots of Lyns and Lindas. Normally it's all Katie's, right? I'm from the in the 60s, all the parents named their children Katie. And so I had one point where I was working, there were 5 Katies on the shift at the same time. So, all right. Plan right now, we're going to play the Bach Minuet Suite. We're going to start top to bottom. I'm going to play the tough uke. You play whatever part of that makes sense to you. If just strumming the chords makes sense to you, do that. If playing the melody is going to make sense to you, do that. Please know I do not have this piece in perfect timing, and so that when we're playing along as a group. Oh, it says my connection is unstable. That's going to add a whole different texture of excitement to us. So if I'm jumping in and out, I apologize. There's nobody else here in the house at the moment online, and so this is 100% the amount of internet I can provide to you. And if we started off well, we usually end up well. It's in the middle. If the internet connection gets unstable, then obviously I don't have any control over that. So let's hope. Okay, Fran, come on in, get settled in. Let's hi Tanya, hi Leslie. There's another Leslie. Chris, glad you're here. And oh, Juliana says, Becky, well, so exciting you're here. Haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm delighted you're here. All right, Bach Minuet Suite, page 1. Let's get started. Play it whatever manner you feel like you can. I'm going to play it much slower than the final speed that I would plan to play this, but the idea again is that we're playing together as a group for the first time, maybe. And some of you have had a chance to practice this, some of you haven't. We'll always start slow, and then as we get ready to take it to performance and out into the public, then we would of course be working on speeding this up. But let's play it at a nice steady pace, maybe 80 beats per minute or something like that. 1, 2, 3. Stop there. How'd we do? Overall, making sense? For me, the big challenge is when I get that 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 run. That's absolutely a part of the song where I'm going to have to pull my eyes away from the paper to make sure that I get. That's to my way of thinking, that's by far the hardest part of the song. One of the things that I teach all the time, and I hope that you're figuring out is something you're going to have to do is, hey, I've got to look away from the paper on the more complicated pieces of parts and moments. So when I'm getting a piece ready to play, if I am going to use a piece of sheet music in concert, that's fine. But I'm still going to have to memorize those really challenging sections. And so please know that if you're not a memorizer, that's fine. It would be better to memorize the whole entire 5 pages and just play without sheet music. But that's, it depends on what your purpose with the song is. But you are going to have times when you got to look down, double check your fingering, and then it's best to have that measure and the measure after it at least pretty well memorized so that you can look down, make sure you know where your fingering are, and then look back up. And on those complicated parts, you're going to have to do that until you decide, hey, this is a song I'm going to get ready for performance. And then you really do spend a lot more time putting a lot more of it into your memory. So again, that little section there, when you're running from 3 to 10, heck yeah, that's really, really difficult to get your fingering correct without staring at your fingering. And so that's when you pull your eyes off the paper, just what we do. Hi, Glenda. All right, page 2, here we go. Let's get our chord on. Okay, and in this type of playing, you always start with your chord. And if you're playing tough uke, you've got this page is actually really quite lovely. We have one moment there at measure 24 where you're going to be all the way up on 9 with an F shape. Okay, that's going to be probably the moment that's challenging, and I did put a little drawing down below that chord for you so you'll know that it's coming. Let's go ahead and get the G chord on. We'll start from the very top of page 2. We're on measure, I think it's 18. Why don't I turn on some lights and then I'll actually be able to see what I'm doing. We're on measure 18, G chord, 1, 2, 3. I'd like to play that whole page one more time because I think I can do better. Hey, Susan, welcome. Let's play it one more time together from the top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the end of page 2. I played pretty well until I blew the last note, right? Those of you who are musicians will know, right? It's always the third to the last measure where the major catastrophe is going to happen because we let our brains go and we start thinking about our next thing. We start thinking about making dinner, and so don't let your brain do what it might happen to just mine, which is to let go 2 or 3 measures before the end. Stay with it, write it out. Hey, Patty, welcome. All right. We're going to move on to page 3. Now here's where we go into the minor feeling. It's a little bit more challenging section on this area. So I did give you down at measure 40, I gave you the, it's an E minor shape, right there. I'm going to get a little better positioning for you. It's an E minor shape, but it's going to be up on 5. Okay. It sounds absolutely beautiful on ukulele. I don't think Bach would have ever written that. But he should have. It sounds cool. All right. It just is because if you've got a high G ukulele, you're in a weird inversion of the chord there, and it sounds really interesting. Okay. Get your chord on. It's a G minor shape. Okay. Just make sure that that's a shape you want to know. That's a shape you want to invest some time in getting comfy with. G minor, absolutely beautiful chord on the ukulele. I want to get rid of this. It's driving me nuts. From the top of page 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's play it again. Go to the top and ready, play. That's done in the background. Bottom of page 3. Much tougher going on that. I think if I were playing this as a piece on stage, I would probably not play that part too much faster than that. That's actually really beautiful at a little bit slower speed. And so I would probably play it a tiny bit faster, and I'd probably be working on getting some dynamics into that, bringing some of those swells up to heavier, louder sounds, and then letting it kind of cascade off into a little bit of a diminution, quieter. But it's really, really an absolutely gorgeous moment in music history, right? And it really does do the ukulele proud. It's really nice. Okay, let's move on to page 4. Those of you guys who've been working on this know this is the tough one, right? This is where really the things get really messily difficult. And we'll go directly down there to measure 58 just to make sure you know what you're going to be facing. Measure 58. To those of you guys who are playing tough uke, you've got your bar on 5. You have an F shape in front of that. Okay, that's a regular B flat, by the way. Okay. And then your pinky's got to get on the 8 of the first string. So this is the nonsense that you're going to be trying to get on, and you have to get it on for exactly 1 beat. Okay, so it's a mean little moment, and it's what brings us back to playing fingerstyle ukulele. It's what brings us back to giving up on singing and strumming. Something like this, you're like, holy mackerel, that is hard to do. I'm going to keep doing that for the rest of my life. That's what I think, especially I guess it's over on this side for you. There's a number of fairly advanced ukulele players here, and they keep showing back up because this is exciting. This is really fun to do this kind of stuff, and trying in the moment to pull it off perfectly. It's super challenging and super beautiful when you're successful, and when you're not successful, you're like, oh, right? Let's see. Oh, Dave knows this as a lover's concerto. Oh, I like that. I never heard that before, Dave. All right, let's get it aside from 32 to the bottom. Probably not play this one time because it's hard. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'd like to play that one more time. I certainly didn't pull it on very successfully. Maybe you've done better. Let's give it a try from the top. 1, 2, 3. It's a little better. That's a tough going through that section, right? If I'm getting ready to this piece for concert, I'm thinking I'm going to be logging a few hours in on page 4. Okay, then on to page 5. Shake it off. Here we go. Back to the main theme. Okay, this page is identical to the first page except for the last 2 measures. So you already played this. We know how to do it. Let's get our G chord on. 1, 2, 3. Yay, we did it. So there's all 5 pages. It's designed to play each page twice. So page 1 twice, page 2, 3, play all those pages twice. And then on page 5, you're supposed to just play that one time. If you were in concert, probably take you 3 minutes fully to play that piece top to bottom. And if you were in concert, you would probably be thinking about, my audience knows this tune, so I'm going to try to bring something different and fancy about it. And certainly playing on a ukulele would be the first step. I would think, all right, got this covered, got this special part covered. And so I do think, hopefully it's something that you can keep yourself busy on. I love that tune, and I think that the arrangement, it looks good now. Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's been logging in, but her chat isn't showing up for some reason. So Elizabeth, if you're logged on, she found she and I both agree that the measure, I think it's measure 6, wasn't sounding right. So we switched it to a D7. I think it does sound better. It's a little one of these moments in Bach where like, well, I can go this way or that way. And so hopefully that tune is making some sense to you. Again, you're at whatever level you need to play that at. If you're playing just melody right now, that's absolutely magical. I mean, so that's what I do, is teach how to play melody, and the fact that we can then turn it into tough uke is great. Couple comments over here. Let's see. Hey, Kat, and welcome. Glad you're here. Bruce, logging in. From the 60s by the Toys. Oh, nice. Okay, so this song's from the day. Let's see, 50s and 60s. Oh, the 50s and 60s. We're not doing that. Let's see. My internet is bad tonight. Anyone else having trouble? It could be my internet a little bit, Judy. I got one pop-up sign that said my internet is unstable. It's now cleared up, so hopefully I'm putting out a clear signal. And as we have figured out, every human being on the planet's using the internet all of a sudden, and so far we haven't caught on fire. So I guess that's something. Take me a while to get the melody flowing smoothly and steadily, but still worth it. Yeah, that piece is never going to suck. Spend some time on it. You could spend the next year on it and just really get it as smooth and beautiful, and start to memorize some of those more complex motions, and you'll have a really fine piece. Arlo, oh my gosh, how exciting. Arlo is heavily involved in my stuff here in Denver, and so I'm absolutely delighted you're here, Arlo. Arlo's usually sitting on a boat. I think he's a fisherman. I think. Kari, welcome. About time you show up, Kari. Jeez Louise. All right. Boy, everybody's done this. Sarah Vaughn's done this. Nice, very nice. The Supremes. All right. So you guys know it as Lover's Concerto. Those of you from the hippie days. Good. That's it. That's broad. All right. A few things I want to chat about. We got a nice number of you guys here. We're getting ready to move on to some of the more just different stuff. I wanted to get that out of the way. Now, here's the deal with the Bach. If you decide, yep, I want to make a video of that. On Saturday, you don't see me, right? Which is the good day of the week. On Saturday, put your phone up in front of you and play through that whole thing, and then Dropbox me a link to your video, right? If those of you guys are not Dropbox experts yet, but by the time we get done being in lockup, you're probably going to be. You download this thing called Dropbox. You put your big files into Dropbox, and like you can't email me a video, as they're just too big. So you put it in Dropbox from your home computer, and then that will generate a link. Then you email me the link, and then I can see you playing some of this music. And it doesn't have to be Bach, but I do want you to once a week, once a month, to put your cell phone up in front of you, prop it up there, hit video, record, and see how you're doing, right? And create a document or a journal of your progress as a ukulele player. All of the singers I know, I don't have time to go onto Facebook hardly ever anymore, but when I do, see a bunch of people that I know are in there singing songs and doing all this. They're not being shy. So you don't have to post on Facebook. You don't have to post on Instagram or TikTok it or whatever. Just put it in your Dropbox. Send me a link. You and I will have a little. You and me. We can have a little video conversation about how you're doing. I would love seeing those kinds of videos. People don't send them to me nearly enough because you're shy about playing in front of other people. And unfortunately, the video camera doesn't lie, right? Play through the mistakes. I want to see what you're up to. I want to see how it's going. I have no way to know if all, however many there are of you today, 53 of you, if any of you, if you're all just you're looking at Instagram and eating Cheetos right now. So take some time, pick one of the songs off of the last week or two's playlist, put your phone in front of you, make a little video, drop it into Dropbox. You can download that app right onto your phone so you can stick it into Dropbox, and then send me the link. Let me look at you. Let me see how you're doing. That way, the other reason, hey, it's a free chance for me to double check if you're doing anything nutty, right? And you are, no doubt. I have a few students who walk in and play perfectly, but I don't really like them. So, let's talk briefly about a couple things. I've been meaning to talk to you about this the last couple of days, but on the website, jollyrogerukulele.com, most of you guys have been there. I want you to go and I want you to click on the ukulele tab, and I want you to scroll down a little ways, and toward the bottom of that first section there, I put composing tools. Okay. And I think I already told you guys years and years ago, back when ukulele was still just a weird thing that I was doing, I created this chart. Okay. Ukulele circle of fifths. Those of you who know what this is, you're like, I am so glad that Gary made this. I did not know Gary had made this. I thought that the internet had provided this for free. This is probably, if you know what this is, one of the handiest and most lovely things that you can get in ukulele-dom, and it will allow you to know which chords go with what, and it's give you the old school chord shapes for them. This is positively lovely. I see this showing up on coffee mugs and clocks now. The clock I saw, they didn't even take the mammoth off. They just drilled a hole right through the poor mammoth right in the middle and turned it into a clock. But this is very handy. Those of you who know, I'm not going to cover this today, but those of you who know what this is, you're welcome, right? This is awesome. Okay, so that's your circle of fifths. The other thing I posted on there is a blank. My ukulele blank. Okay, it's got a line for the chords of melody, a line for the ukulele melody, and then a line for the tough uke. Go print one of these out, and you can start jotting down your first song, right? Your first song is going to have a C chord, an A minor chord, an F chord, and a G chord in it. And you're going to mess around, play it around, write the lyrics on here, try to figure out what your notes are that you'd like to play. Don't be shy about writing music. It turns out I am here because at one point my piano teacher realized, well, he's never really going to be able to that good at playing Beethoven. So let's teach him how music theory works. And then I started writing tunes, and then I ran into ukulele, and that was the end of piano. So what you really want to do is start messing around with composing. Beethoven messed around with it a little bit, did okay for himself, right? Beethoven's friend, who was the second violinist in that band, did not do that, and we don't know his name now. Right. So spend a little bit of time. We are in the middle of an interesting time in your life. little tune about it, right? The last thing I wanted to show you, and I just finished this the other day. I cannot possibly be more excited about this. This is the ukulele chords and keys. And I went through and I double checked every single chord, made new chord charts, brand new chord charts for all of this stuff, both for major and minor. Okay, those of you who are songwriters and know how to do this stuff, this is super, super helpful. If you don't know at all what it is, and you want me to do a video on it, I can absolutely talk you through how some of this works. I think the easiest thing for you to think about is you start with the orange ones. Okay, you got orange little doodads over here. These are the ukulele keys. Okay, you probably don't want to write in these keys right off the bat because they're really much harder to do on a ukulele. So pick these orange keys, and then on the back side you got two more orange keys, the F and B flat. These are reasonable keys on ukulele. We almost never play in these other keys on ukulele. Truthfully, we almost never play in these other keys on piano either, unless you're going to academic piano. And so these are the keys that are going to work out best for you. You're going to take that top line. Your main chords are C, D minor, E minor, F, G, G7, A minor, and B diminished. Those are the main chords in this song. Write a song just using those chords and nothing else. Okay, just use those chords. And a little helpful hint on your first song: this column, this column, this column, this column, and this column, the ones in orange, those are going to be your main chords you want to use. If you don't end up using a D minor, an E minor, or a B diminished in your song, we'll all understand it's absolutely normal to not use those in your early writing. And so there is a magic little piece of paper here for you to rather than singing a Beatles song into Facebook about how sad you are or how happy you are, you sit down, write your own song, and then sing that one into Facebook, right? And so and it can be instrumental, it can be singing, doesn't matter. My first 200 songs were meant to be sung, and then I realized that that was not necessarily the best way to go. And so then I started writing more instrumental stuff. But yeah, I think you should try it. It's fun. And so I'm really proud of those tools that I'm posted up there, and I hope that you will take advantage of those. And so haven't had a chance to talk about them all week, but now I have. Okay, trying to stay on track. Let me see what other let's see what other people are saying. Let's see. Yeah, Arlo, it is great to see you. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. That's a scary thought. Record a video of yourself. You know what I'm doing right now? This is what I want you guys to know, all 54 of you. I am recording a video of myself right now. It has all of my mistakes in it. It has all of my ridiculous things, I think. It has me having a pink face. It has me with weird, all sorts of crazy microphones that may or may not be working. Yeah, it's scary. It's weird. That's what I'm doing. You should do it too. Pay me back. That's how you can pay me back. No one knows what that is. That circle. Joyce knows what they are, and I know what they are, and I can teach you what they are. If you really, I can absolutely do a quick video on how to use those things if you want. It's kind of a little bit boring, but give it a try anyway. And where do I find the new sheet? It's on the jollyrogerukulele.com. Click on the ukulele tab. I'll probably put it on the front page tomorrow, but click on the ukulele tab, and it's partway down on that ukulele page. The other place you can find that stuff is the widget on the right side of the website. If you're on your phone, it's down at the bottom. But if you're on the computer, it's a widget for you guys. It'll be right over here on that side, and it says song key of the day. And I have a random number generator on there for those of you who want to write music. It says, hey, write a song in the key of B today. And so you go down and you do that. And then at the bottom of that widget, there's links to all that stuff I just showed you. Let's see what else. Juliana found it. No, Tanya, looks great. Have you made one for baritone? Tanya, I have a baritone circle of fifths that I can send to you. You'll need to send me an email to remind me, and then I will remember to post it on the website as well. I haven't done a key chart yet for that, but I will. Baritone charts. Yeah, baritoners unite. The more you record, the more comfortable you get seeing yourself and hearing yourself. My experience with recording myself is that I really, really can't believe how much I sound like Kermit the Frog, and it never gets any better. I'm going to take some voice lessons so I can sound a little better, but it's never. I don't know. It's at this point, it is something that I have to do, and I feel like it's okay. Okay, Mike would love to learn. Thanks, Joyce. Cindy, friend, I know what they are, but I'm not comfortable with using the circle. Yeah, so the circle basically, if you know that C, A minor, F, and G, that's the main four chords. If you look at their arrangement on that circle of fifths, they're all neighbors. They're all hanging out together. And that's how you use the circle of fifths. You want your chords mostly to be hanging around next to each other. So, in other words, you don't use this group of chords at the top of the circle of fifth and then toss one in from way down here on the bottom of the circle fifths. It just will, unless you're a jazz or academic guru, you're not going to be successful tossing in chords that are way far away from your main glop of chords. So at some point, let me see if I can figure out a time to do just a lesson on how to use that and what it's for. Again, it's mostly the two things that the circle is for helping you as a songwriter, knowing which chords go together, and the fact that I was able to squish all of the ukulele chords in onto one circle of fifths makes writing much faster. And the other thing you use it for is if you're a singer and you don't like playing in this key, you can roll it around and sing in a different key. Where that comes into usefulness for us as instrumental musicians is that we often have to change keys for the singer because the singer has a range and we're getting ready to go play whatever situation and the singer says I can't sing it in that key, so then we as the instrumentalists have to change because that singer doesn't have that ability. So that's the other reason that the circle of fifths is helpful is, hey, if we were in C but now we have to play in D, we just roll around and it does that. And we can, it helps us figure it out. All right, enough of that stuff. All right, let's play some music. Today we want to run through the key of C Arpeggio. This is for those of you who are newer. This is a long way from easy, but it is something that I want you to be able to play. And it's a new type of technique where we go in and we talk about, rather than strumming these main chords, we are finger picking. When it comes to songwriting and circle of fifths, Gary was learning. There were no books back when I started, and so I had to write my own book, and I had to write down which chords went in together in the key. And in this case, C major, I knew that C chord, F chord, G chord, A minor, and G7 were all going to sound great together. And so I just put them in an arrangement in this song that I thought sounded nice, and that's how those chords ended up here. So now you'll see in looking at the key of C major arpeggio that those are the only chords in this whole song. That's what I knew when I first started playing ukulele, and that's what I knew would go together. And so I wrote this song along with those. And then I thought, since I know the chords, I want to work on this hand a little bit. And so, guys, here's where the big lesson is on these arpeggios: is this is not about this hand. Once you learn these chords, yeah, you don't have to think about them, right? But over here, this is where you're going to really put your energy. Now, if you're looking at measure 1, 2, 3, and 4, notice you're not going to play anything on the fourth string. Okay, and frankly, if you look at the entire page, you're not going to even use this string, the fourth string. Let me get it there. That string, you're not going to use it. So let's not even touch it. Okay, let's take these 3 fingers, thumb on the C string, index on the middle string, index on the second string, middle finger on the first string. Okay, so I've got that. Thumb, index, and middle. The other thing, don't let yourself put these in a vertical position. You want to have them at an angle like that, because this one, when he comes up, and this one, when he comes up, we want some room for them to negotiate. Okay, you're going to hold the C chord. Our first pattern says 0, 0, 3, 0, 0, 0, 3, 0. And it turns out if you're holding the chord and you pluck thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, you're going to be successful. The entire first 8 measures are exactly the same pattern with your right hand: thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. All you have to do is make sure that you have the right chord on at the right time. Okay, when you are newer, I'm talking way too fast. This is going to go way too fast. This is definitely something you're going to want to work on a little bit at home. And by the way, if you work on this a little bit at home, and if you get through all 30 of these that I wrote, I promise you, when we talk next, we will be talking about turning you into an advanced ukulele player and not just some other song that you've played. This will teach you everything you know to get all of your right hand and all of your left hand in great shape together so that you can actually master this instrument. Unlike some of the other more complicated instruments, you actually can master the ukulele and within a reasonable time frame. And so it's one of the things I love about it is you can get really good really quickly if you put your mind to it. So let's play these first 8 measures. Again, it's going to be thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, and then we're going to switch to the next chord. Also, pay some notice to this hand. I'm trying not to jump it all around. I'm not doing anything weird with my elbows. I'm just really letting my knuckles collapse. Thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. Minette, you can type in, actually, I'm sorry, I put the entire book over on the teachers tab on the ukulele website, jollyrogerukulele.com. It's on the teachers tab. I don't know why I put it there. I'll probably move it over into the student tab, but it is sitting there along with sound files for every single one of them. Okay, apologize. I should have been, that's a weird place to have put it. All right, from the top, get your C chord on. We're going to go crazy slow for the first 4 measures. Then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to go a little faster. Okay, so 1, 2, I'm sorry, let me count it better. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and oh, oh, 3, oh, thumb, index, middle, change to G chord, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, F chord, thumb, index, middle, index, O, 1, O, to G chord, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. Okay, so that's what we're going for. That whether that's going well for you or not doesn't matter right at the moment, as long as you know what you're supposed to do. Okay, let's play 5 through 8, which are almost identical to the first 4. Let's play them a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. G chord, F chord, G chord. Notice that last note, I left it as a quarter note and I did not return to my index finger. I just pulled up on my middle finger. I'm going to take a little breath there. Now, measure 9 says 0, 0, 3. On most ukulele tablature, you would treat that as, okay? And it's not against the rules, but on this one, I don't want you to do that. I want you to pluck, okay? The whole entire first page is plucked. Let's get your C chord on. And now we're in quarter notes, so we're going to play quite a bit slower. Pluck, everybody at once, and then you're going to go thumb, index, middle. Okay, that's the pattern for the next 4 measures. Just make sure you're holding the right chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plunk, O, O, 3, F chord. Plunk, O, 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 G7. Plunk, 2, 1, 2. Again, plunk, 2, 1, 2. Measure 13 now. Put your C chord back on. Instead of going thumb, index, middle, now we're going to do middle, index, thumb. Ready? From measure 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plunk, middle, index, thumb, A minor. Plunk, middle, index, thumb, F chord. Plunk, middle, index, thumb, G7. Plunk, middle, index, thumb. Okay, so that's that pattern. And then at measure 17, we're going to go back to the C chord. Now we have a different pattern. It's plunk, plunk, thumb, index. Okay, play with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plunk, plunk, thumb, index, A minor. Plunk, plunk, F, G7. Okay. Double bar at the end of that with 2 dots means repeat, and you're going to repeat all the way up to the top of the page. So you're going to play that first page twice. With etudes like this, where you're trying to become a better player, you should do the repeats. You should, frankly, when you're at home by yourself, playing, you'll have this tendency to skip all of the repeats because you know your teacher in lesson isn't going to make you do the repeats. But you should be mindful that that creates really poor habits down the road when you get into ensemble with your friends, that you have a tendency to ignore repeats. Try not to ignore repeats, right? Practice them, put them in. Let's play from the top of the top of the page. We're going to play all the way through at speed. Maybe not at full speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the end of the first page. Okay, notice the whole entire thing, I'm plugging just those 3 strings. That particular habit or that particular pattern is really, really valuable to you down the road as you're becoming an advanced musician, advanced ukulele player. That you're going to need that particular skill set. By the way, I'm always struggling with calling students intermediate, advanced, beginner. I don't think those terms mean anything, but I do know that advanced ukulele players use that. And so if you want to get where they are, that's the skill set that you want to do. I don't really think there. I know of 3 advanced ukulele players on this planet, and so I'm not positive we should have discussions about who's advanced and who's beginner and who's intermediate. All else, those are just words that come out of just people's heads. There is no official criterion for what that equals in ukulele land. And so I just know there's this level, and then there's whatever the next level is you need to get to. And so for a lot of players, this is actually pretty advanced material. Okay. All right. And for some of you, this is no big deal. Okay. Measure 21. I put that little wiggly sign there, meaning I want you to actually do me a beautiful thumb down strum. I really want that there. Okay, that's what those wigglies mean. They're glissandos is their official term. Okay? And we want it just to be really beautiful coming out, nice thumb stroke. And then, of course, the word written means, hey, we're suddenly going to slow down and be quite a bit slower for a while. And then at measure 29, you see the word tempo, which means we're going to pick up the speed again. So written, I think this gets confusing in music notation. Do we slow down just a kind of a little bit, or do we slow down a lot, or whatever? You get to make that decision. But the point of that is really that whole section from 21 through 28 is going to be played at a slower speed. Okay. And I also want you to play at a more beautiful speed. So that, or more beautiful tonality, I should say. And so during that section, just be playing probably just with your thumb to get the most prettiness out of your ukulele. Okay, let's go from measure 21. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four. Two, back to tempo, back to plucking, go. There. Lovely, right? Again, a little bit of an advertisement for this book. It's sitting there on the site. You can either, I think it's on the teacher tab, just go download the book and download all of the sound files. Listen to the sound file and then go play the song. There's 30 songs in there. I will tell you that I force everyone in my orchestra to play the first 10, which, by the way, in the very last page of that book, there's a suggested learning sequence. The first 10 are keys that you're going to actually play in. The other 20 are keys you're never going to play in as a ukulele player. So go look at the suggested learning sequence on the very back page and follow that system. The first 10, I would say every ukulele player ought to be able to play that if you're going to be a serious instrumental ukulele player. So I make my orchestra play that as our daily warm up. Some of them do and some of them don't, but my iron fist lands right about here with that group, and then they're like, no, we're not going to do that. But all of my advanced students that come to me for private lessons, almost to the very last person, they are really interested in playing all of those other weird keys, and I'm getting into all this other weird chord shapes and stuff. So it's not an accident that I think highly of this just because I wrote it. I think it really does help you get to those advanced levels and this really crazy stuff that you have to do with left hand and really crazy stuff with right hand. And I'm always amazed with private students, I kind of let them decide what they want to work on. And inevitably, the ones that are working at the highest level are really fascinated and interested in the etudes and that sort of stuff. So hopefully that makes some gives you some direction and gives hopefully some motivation that's a secret right there. That book right there, it's free. You can get it. It's really a good piece of writing. I happened to hit some of them are pretty nice tunes, and so you're going to be playing really well if you can tackle that book. Have had a couple people play through the whole book and still weren't very good players at the end, but that's a different story. Jim, thank you. I appreciate that. Good to see you. All right. Trying not to rush too much. We were also going to talk about playing 5'2" today, right? Let me double check that I'm not lying to you. We were going to do 5'2", and then I got a few things else that I want to talk to you about very quickly before we leave today. So, what I want to do before playing 5'2" is give you a couple. I think I've already loaded them up on the front page of the website. So tomorrow we're going to cover Here Comes Peter Cottontail, because that's what I want you to play for your family on Easter, all right, on Sunday. It's just that's where the great place to create a video. It's a really lovely way to mess up their life. Also on Sunday, and also tomorrow, we're going to review all 3 songs from the week after the ball, 5'2", and I'll See You in My Dreams. So tomorrow we're going to wrap up the week with Kick Your Fanny Friday. I like that phrase that I came up with. So we'll play through all 3 of those pieces. If you have I'll See You in My Dreams downloaded from yesterday, please go back in and re-download it. A couple of you sent me some revisions that you said, hey, this is kind of a mess, and you were right. And so I've already revised it significantly from yesterday. So you'll want the most updated I'll See You in My Dreams. So go get that and throw your old copy away. And it'll play much better. I played it through a bunch of times today, and I think we got it. I think it's close. Okay, and then so you've got Bach on your daily warm up. You've got arpeggios on your daily warm up. You've got I'll See You in My Dreams and After the Ball as songs to prepare for tomorrow, and Peter Cottontail. Believe me, you're gonna play it one time and it'll be stuck in your head all day. It is a pure, straight up evil song. And then, of course, a few of you that are ready to start composing and ready to start messing around, I gave you a nice tool today. Let's talk about 5'2". This is dead on, exactly, note for note, how I play 5'2". And oddly enough, I learned it years, 15 years ago from a YouTube video. And so I've made a lot of changes from that YouTube video, but it is absolutely, the revision date on the top would be appreciated. Yeah, I apologize, Red. I usually change the date, but I did it this time. So just go re-download it. I promise. The one that I posted today is newer and better. And I will change the date. That's why I put them on the top, is so I can remember to change the dates. 5'2". This song gets sung in every single strum along that you go to, if probably, right? And so, and we normally play it with just the chords. So let's do that. Okay. Notice at measure 8, there's a repeat. So you play the first 8 measures, then you go back and play the second 8 measures, and then you play through to the end. and skip measure 8 the second time through. Let's just go through and play it as if we are at a strum along, and it'll give you a chance to see how your chord shapes are coming. You guys know that I like to make fun of strum alongs, but I don't mean to at all. I really think they're super valuable. They're really a great opportunity to get together with people and strum. In today's email that I sent out earlier today, at the bottom of that, there's a link for the some music festival that Sarah Mizell and Chi are putting on. And there's also a link to the Boulder Ukulele group. They have their sing along this weekend. So go check out both of those things. The Boulder group is one of our a really passionate leader up there. She's been doing a great job, I think, for about 7-8 years now running that group, and so it's super fun to just log in and strum and sing along with those guys. They've been just doing an amazing job for many years up there. Very nice people too. People in Boulder. Some of you are from around the world, and you should know Boulder is a very unique place here in Colorado. I went to school there and I learned a lot about that's different than I was taught growing up. And then the one with Sarah Mizell, I think she's out of Southern California. I ran into her at a ukulele shop out there years ago when I'm still am nobody, and she was just making her rise into fame and fortune. I don't know if she became fortune or not, but she is sort of well known in the ukulele circles. So they're going to have an online festival all day on YouTube on Saturday, so it might be fun to check that out. One of the songs, so that's strumming, right? Let's play 5'2". Get your F chord on. 1, okay, it's in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet could do. Has anybody seen my gal? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other beau. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", all covered in fur, diamond rings and all those things, you can bet your life it isn't her. Oh my, could she woo? Could she coo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? Oh, I messed up. The ending is a measure. Let's go to measure. Let's go to 22. Sorry, I didn't finish the song. Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen my girl? And so that's how it goes, right? And when you sing it, you're like, oh, yeah, I learned my chords. Now let's go to the next level. Melody-wise, let's just play through it straight melody. Same exact program, top to bottom. Play the first 8 measures, then go back to the top, come back through, skip measure 8 that second time. Just the melody. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got to give you the count in. I'm going to count in. Let me do this. I'll just count 1, and then we'll go. Okay? Ready? 1, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 3, oh, oh, 4, oh, oh, 5, oh, 5, oh, 5, oh, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 5, oh, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, oh, 3, oh, oh, 4, oh, oh, 5, oh, 5, oh, 5, oh, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 5, oh, 2, 3, 4, rest. 3, 5, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 5, 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 10, something 6, 6, oh, 3, 4, 03, oh, 04, oh, 05, 05, 05, oh, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, rest, rest, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, rest, rest, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, oh, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, oh. Okay. So melodically, doesn't make a lot of sense. So now let's go through and talk about tough acts. And this is note for note exactly what I play. This is one of these songs that I've memorized because I've had it forever. And I really, really think that it's not fret 5 on measure 22. Not fret 5 on measure 22. Measure 22. I have fret 5 on measure 22. Maybe I didn't play it right. Should be all fives. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's go through tough uke. So the 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now you get an F chord on, strum at your pinky, and take it back off. Measure 2, you're going to add your A, go to A7, add a pinky at 4, go to regular D, open D7, 2020, add your pinky on 5, take it off, take it on, take it off, put it on. Okay. Now you're going to do it one more time. Okay. And that's a transition note. 0, 5, 7, 5. That's this shape right here. That's also a G7, 5, 5, and 7. That's going to come up an awful lot in Tin Pan Alley music. It's going to come up an awful lot in any time you have a G7. It's very likely that as an instrumentalist, you're going to play this shape instead of this shape. Okay, so when you are fighting that G7, we don't fight it as singers, right? We don't fight it when we're strumming and singing, but as an instrumentalist, it's very normal to need this note right here. And so this is the shape you're going to use because it's just too darn hard to make a G7 and then reach your pinky way up there. It's just very unpleasant. So just be planning on 5, 7, 5 as a G7 you need to know. Okay. All right. So let's go to measure 5 and let's play those G7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, C chord. Then you're going to put a 1 on the top string and a 5 on the bottom. And then measure 7, you back to your F chord. 2, 3, 4, rest. Let's go from the measure 8 up to the top. 3, 2, 1, 5, fret 2, eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet could do has anybody seen? 2, 3, 4. Skip measure 8. Let's go to measure 9, where things put your index finger on 3, 3, ring finger on 5, pinky on 7. Okay, now you have that mess of an A7 at measure 10. Again, in Tin Pan Alley music, in lots of music, when we have sevenths that are a little farther up the fretboard, we're going to use that shape. So I've got my finger stuck on 7. I'm going to add my index finger on 5, middle finger on 6, and ring finger up on 7. So this is what I'm looking for right there is index finger on 5, middle finger on 6, ring finger, what am I doing here? 6 of that string, top string, ring finger there and there. Okay, so that's the mess that you have. What you're doing is you're taking this E7 chord that you already know from Hallelujah. You're sliding it all the way up, 6, 7, 7, and then you got to put your ring index finger on 5. Okay. And that picture on the sheet music is correct. That's what you're going to use. So the first strum is, then you're going to slide your pinky up to 8, slide it back to 7, hit it again, slide it up to 8. Measure 12, you're going to do a straight bar on 5, and then add your middle finger up on the 3rd string, 6th fret. You're going to add your ring finger down on 7 to get the melody note, and take it off. Wait 4 beats for that to go out. Go back to that crazy G7 we've already talked about, 5, 7, 5. Add your pinky for the 7, take it off, and then go to the next page. Hit that 5 twice. And then 6, 7, 10, 7, second string, 8, 6, open string on the first, 3 and 4. And then this part is the same as the beginning. F, add your pinky, take it off. A7, take your pinky, take it off. D7, pinky, D7, pinky, D7, pinky, D7, pinky. G chord, G7, 2, 3, 4, C chord, 5, back to your G7, C chord, back to 5, C chord, open, F chord, 2, 3, 4, 1, A chord, back to F chord. Okay, so that's what you're working on. Okay, I'm going to play you for it the way I always play it. It is note for note. What you have here, the only difference is I'm going to add in a ton of strumming, and it's a fun one to work on. When I go to any music shop and they got ukuleles there, I go around, look like what do you got for it? It's worth owning, blah, 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 talk to the guy, have a good time. As I'm walking out, I always grab a ukulele and I play this. And then I walk out because guess what? That guy's going to be singing 5'2", Eyes of Blue for the entire rest of the day. Okay, it's my gift to the music store employees. Okay, I'm gonna play it together if you can. If you can't play it at the speed I'm working at, get on your chords, right? Chords and sing along. Okay, nice. This is our wrap up for today. By the way, thank you all for being here. The website link is jollyrogerukulele.com. I'll add it on after we're done with the event. If you want to subscribe, then you don't have to log on through jollyrogerukulele.com. You can just magically turns live when it's time. You can give me a thumbs up if you thought this was any good. I'm not sure why I'm doing that, but that's what they tell me to tell you. If you have any last thoughts on chat, toss it in here. I'm going to play it and then we're going to get out of here. Okay, and I will see you guys tomorrow for whatever it is we're working. Oh, tomorrow's wrap up for Tin Pan Alley. 3 songs and something else. I don't remember. All right, here we go. 1, 2. I'm just going to count 1. 1. Little showbiz there. Little F chord at the end. All right, that's enough for today. Hope you guys have a good day. You're staying inside, right? You're treating the rest of the world as if you are too precious to possibly cause a problem and staying at home. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, what is today, Thursday, I think. And I will look forward to seeing most of you here tomorrow for our weekend wrap up of Tin Pan Alley. I hope you're having fun getting to know a little bit of instrumental ukulele music. And please, as always, toss me an email if you have questions or thoughts. I am very slow to respond to email because I'm spending more time writing music than I am reading your emails, but that doesn't mean I won't get you back to you eventually. So please don't be shy about tossing me that. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Gotta go. Yep, Melody, I gotta go too. If you want to learn how to play guitar, denverguitarorchestra.com. It's next up. I think I can't remember what we're playing over there. Something lovely. So, all right, you guys, thank you for being here. I am not the best. I'm second best. All right. Jake Shimabukuro's best. I'm right under Jake. That's where I am. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna end the stream.